We'll take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the cross, on God, I'm that wrong. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24 and y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog 2 and Pure Wage with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this an NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. We off the bounce, check up, level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bounce. Boys, happy Thursday, or is it happy Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, sir. It is Wednesday. Oh, hold on. Deep fly ball.
Oh, here we go.
It's going to be a tough one
The
for me.
bookie. How's everyone doing today, man?
Good, man. Full of MLB day games already, so it's been a good slate. Excited to get into tonight's NBA action. Hopefully, we finally have a competitive game. Feel like we say that every freaking day on the intro of the show.
Man.
BBB, how we doing?
Oh, I am so pumped for tonight's blowout. So might as well give you guys the winner of the blowout. But first, we got to talk about every other blowout we've seen in the playoffs. So,
Hefe?
Maybe tonight we won't get a blowout. I actually think tonight has the best opportunity to be a close game. Both teams really need this game. Pivotal to turn into a 3-game series. So hopefully we can get that.
I think I lost hope for any close games, man. I'm just gonna say blowout from now on. Maybe we'll get a close game. We'll jinx it that way.
Right. For real.
Anyways, boys, before we get started, as always, big shout out to Pure Wedge for sponsoring this show. If you guys haven't already, make sure to give them a follow. All right, boys, let's jump right into a quick recap of yesterday. Warriors, Mavs recap. Of course, it was a blowout, but overall, a great game by the Mavs. Role players showed up. Anything you guys want to say?
Quickly, yeah, I do want to touch before we get into the game to the chat. Shout out to Jake who's saying Boston in 6. Guess he's moved on from his Philly in 6 now to Boston in 6. So thanks for coming back, Jake. Also to our YouTube comments, we have Kelton here. Kelton saying they've been waiting in chat all day for this. We appreciate you tuning in. Back to last night's game. It was perfectly executed. I think most of us on this show had it correct. I know me and Slam had the Reggie Bullock prop. We hit that one very early in the third. And the Mavs got it done easy. It went how we expected. What'd you guys think? BBB?
yeah, I said Mavs in the show. Slam texted me afterwards because I was complaining about the game. He's like, "Oh, BBB must have had Warriors," but nope, just disappointed in another blowout. I'd love to, we got the NHL playoffs on every game, even the games where like it's usually a competitive game all the way till the end, until a goalie pulled or something. We see final scores with wider lines, but it's usually a goalie pulled situation or something. Everyone's always in the game for at least like 3 periods. And then we got the NBA playoffs, and who wins by halftime. So I just want to see a competitive game, regardless of bets. Betting is the only thing that is keeping the NBA relevant right now, but that's why we're here for you guys. We're about to keep this game relevant for you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it got kind of scary at the end there.
We almost watched one of the worst meltdowns ever.
Yeah, that would have been a crazy meltdown.
They never got within 8.
But they gave up a 29-point lead, I think, at one point, man.
It was something like that. But, come on. There was 2 minutes left. They weren't actually going to get back in it. What a performance by Dallas, honestly, except for the end of that fourth quarter. I mean, they lost the fourth by 19. Still won the game by 10. Phenomenal performance. And if the Oakland A's could bang one in here, that'd be a phenomenal performance as well.
Yeah, Mavericks had 6 players in double figures, and that's been the key in every other series. They finally got it done. Like I said yesterday during the show, Luka can't drop 40. He hit his under. I should have had the balls to take it. I wanted to. He scored exactly what I said, between 20 and 30 points, scored 30 points. He did just enough to keep his offensive numbers up, but he was 1 assist away from a triple-double, and that's what he has to do. He has to be more of a balanced facilitator and attacker rather than just an attacker. When you get the others involved, it's just simple offense. The defense has to expand to respect the 3-point shooters. Reggie Bullock, 6 of 10 from 3-point. Finney Smith, 4 of 7 from 3-point. Kleba 2 of 3 from 3-point. When even one or two of these shots go down, it forces defense to unclog the paint, which makes it just easier for Luka to get in the paint. On the Warriors side yesterday, it's not like anybody played bad. They just played at a different speed. You could say there was a lot of different reasons for that. We're not going to get into it. But the Warriors go home. They had to go home. They were going to get on that flight no matter what. The Mavericks now have to go to San Fran. And guys, I mean, call me recency bias, but I don't know if this series is going to be over in 5. I don't know.
I think we saw the gentleman's.
I don't think the Warriors will lose this series. Let me make it very clear. I just don't know if it'll end in 5.
I think it will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Mavs players, I mean, role players especially, they need to play this well all the time. They've just been too inconsistent, especially on the road. Can't have one guy just step up for them. They need the whole squad, man. You see Maxey had I think he had 10 points yesterday. He hasn't scored in 2 games. And then Reggie Bullock with the bounce back had him on the over props. He had 18 points. And Finney Smith finally broke out of his little slump there and got 23 points for them. So this is what the Mavs need to do. If they can do it next game on the road, I think they're going to have some success. They always have success when they make their 3-pointers. And last night, I think they almost broke the record. I think they need 6 more to break the record for 3-pointers. Pretty insane there. And at one point, I posted this on TikTok. I thought it was kind of funny. When the ball got stuck on the little rim, I was like, hey, the magnet is working. And everybody on my TikTok was just like, oh, my God, like I knew the NBA was rigged. That's why the Mavs like broke the record or whatever. But I just thought that was funny. I mean, it was crazy that it happened. I don't think that like ever happened.
Right. Also, quickly, shout out to Gusti in the chat. He tagged us yesterday, BBB. He parlayed both of our props of the day, and he did cash that. I saw he had a free bet on FanDuel. Thanks for tailing, bro. We saw that last night.
Let's go, boys.
I think we saw what finally needed to happen. It's what me and Hefe have been talking about for a long time, and not enough people have talked about it. We saw, Luka Doncic not just doing iso ball, dribble. Look at me, I put up 40 points and losing by 30. So he finally was a team player, and he passed the ball. And he created looks for other guys. We saw a lot of ball movement from him. We saw him without the ball, cutting in the paint, getting points. He just started playing team basketball finally. And we've seen throughout this playoffs, team basketball wins game. We see the Celtics. They play team basketball and they play defense. When Luke is not doing that, he's a defensive liability. I don't know if you guys saw the statistic they put on the screen about 30 different times. He's like the worst defender in the playoffs by like a large margin. And so, I mean, he gets all the love because he's putting up those 40-point games and stuff, but he really has been a liability. And last night he stepped up big. He was able to distribute the ball, and we saw a lot of his teammates succeed from that.
The best plus minus the Mavericks had on offense was actually when Luka was on the bench. It's an interesting fact. They get to speed the ball up. Brunson gets to be the primary ball handler. The ball moves around quicker. No, Luka's a top 5 player. He made the All-NBA first top 5 player. There's only 5 players on that team, and he's one of those 5. And there's nothing against Luka. He's going to be a player that we will see every year for the next 10 seasons. The guy is probably not even whatever. The guy has not even hit his prime, but it's something to be said that they play faster and more like a team when he's not on the court. So they're gonna have to figure that one out in the offseason, possibly get him a better Robin.
I agree. No, I mean, they need to build a different type of roster around him. They need
a center, man.
Yeah. It's just the roster they currently have built around Luka is not conducive for Luka leading that team to a championship. They need other players. I can't tell you what those pieces are, but they're not what they currently have. Porzingis was supposed to be that piece, and he was a nightmare. They traded him, and they got Dinwiddie, who's been a great player with them, but they're too guard heavy. And that's the issue with that team.
100%. All right, boys. Let's jump right into today's slate. We got one game here. Let's jump right into today's breakdown. Boys, if you are watching, please retweet, like, and comment. We are monitoring their chat. As always, let's pull this up. Celtics versus the Heat. Right off the bat, what I've noticed here, Celtics are favored on the road here. What does that tell us? I don't know, but let's jump right into it. Celtics minus 2.5. Total is sitting at 204. This total has jumped way down since game 1 here. Boys, Alpha, let's kick this off with you, man. What's your favorite side total here? Give us everything.
Yeah, my favorite play on this game is definitely going to be the Celtics on the money line. I know they are away favorites here, but there's a good reason for that. We saw last game, and I think a lot of the Miami Heat players are a little more banged up than they are telling us, especially Jimmy Butler. I think that the Celtics are healthier, and I think that they're going to be playing a better game tonight. We saw what they could do last game, and I think we're going to see a repeat tonight. So my first play on this game, my favorite play on this game, is the Celtics on the money line at the -140. BBB, what's your favorite side or total on this one?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with the Celtics money line is probably my favorite as well. They're the better team when fully healthy, in my opinion. I think they're the better team at the current state with the roster right now too. A little bit of banged up on both sides, but that stat that we were talking about last time we covered this game, it still pretty much stands. They've won 3 quarters out of 4 games the Miami Heat have. I think it's going to continue to be the Celtics game to lose. They just got to not have that implosion where they just blow up. And I think that we see that again. So I love the Celtics money line here. Hefe?
When you guys like my take that much, listen to it again.
They might have won 3 quarters, the Heat, but that last quarter, the third quarter was that fourth quarter in that last game, which was a blowout game, garbage time game. I don't even count that. It's incredible that the Heat have won 2 games in the series. It goes to show you how much getting off to a hot start, or getting off to a flat start, I should rather say, is important in the playoffs. How hard it is to truly come back from that 20-plus point deficit. And you know what's crazy, guys? Think about how many times we saw that in the regular season. Think about how many times in the regular season you saw somebody up by 20 and that team comes back. You weren't even worried about it. But in the playoffs, it's a different animal. Every possession counts. It slows down. Defense is intense. I like the Celtics here. And something nobody's mentioned that let me mention to you today. Miami Heat canceled shoot-around. That's a big freaking deal. That you're used to having shoot-around on game day. You're used to kind of getting the blood flow and putting some shots up early. The Heat canceled it. I believe it's due to some COVID concerns with two of their coaches not even traveling with the team, assistant coaches traveling with the team back. That's a big deal to me. It throws you off your rhythm. It's game day. Players are super superstitious like that.
I mean, let's take a look last night. Back on your point, we talked about Reggie Bullock having to do that emotional interview before his game 2 games ago. Absolutely laid an egg, did nothing in that game. Came back yesterday, didn't do the interview at his normal routine, had an absolutely fantastic game. Both games at home. Players are creatures of habit, so I definitely agree with you there. It's a good point.
Yeah, man, I'm with you gught here. Might as well make it a collab right now. Celtics money line. I love them here. Great game for them last, man. They got off to a hot start in the first quarter. Miami Heat could make a basket, really. Looking at the starters, terrible performance by every starter on the Heat. The only good player is Victor Oladipo, 23 points. Came off the bench, played well. But I like the Celtics here, and I think they're favored for a reason on the road. No points, taking them on the money line. I do lean to the under as well. I think it's Celtics and under. If it goes under, it favors more the Celtics. Not even going to say that we're due for a close game. I think whoever wins the first quarter wins the whole game, man. That's pretty much how it's been, honestly. But, yeah, Celtics money line. Don't overthink it, boys. That would be a max play tonight.
You know what's kind of funny? I'm seeing these boosts pop up today that either team to win this game by 15 or more at plus 300. They're starting to even try and bait you into it because it's just happening every game. First time I've seen that. That's kind of funny. Over to the chat. Where's my it's saying no shoot around means slow start. They just had an 18-point first quarter. Very good point. If you like that, first quarter under may be a good play. He also says the total's way too low. If it's a trap, take your money. Slam did just say that he likes the under, but I am with you. I do lean the over, but I'm not going to play an over in this series. We've just seen how they've gone. Until I see a game that's at least competitive, I can't play any overs. BBB, what do you think about the total in this one? Let's do a round on the total.
Honestly, in the total, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing go under. I think defense has got to, these guys are both built on defense, and I think that they're going to try to get back to their roots here. We're 4 games in. We've each had 2 home, 2 away. I think they try to get back to their roots. Celtics, that's what's made them. And Heat, I think Jimmy Butler, he couldn't put up a lot of points last game. I think he looks to be a defensive presence this game.
Good point.
Great point. Damn, you took the words out of my mouth about Jimmy Butler and almost gave away one of my favorite props today, so you can already guess what it is. But I do think it's an underplay. I think if you think the Celtics win, it has to be an underplay because the Celtics won that game by defense. I just pray we don't get a blowout. The more than I just want to see a good freaking game for once. And I think I was texting this to actually you, BBB, yesterday night. I hope this means we have an amazing NBA Finals. I hope it means we have the greatest NBA Finals freaking ever. Every game is a buzzer beater from like half court, you know?
We're so due.
Honestly, if you're betting on this game, right, the blowouts aren't as bad because if you're on the right side,
no,
easy win, boys.
There is no worse. Let me say, there is no worse feeling in the world than having a player prop in a blowout, and all you're doing is watching props. Every single timeout. Every single timeout, you're just watching for that player. Does he have a zip up? Does he not have a zip up?
No.
And just from like a, if you're a basketball fan, you want to watch some good games. I mean, like you don't even have to be a hockey fan. You see all over Twitter, people are all like, dude, NHL playoffs are lit. I've never even watched hockey. This is so cool. Like nobody's watching the NBA playoffs going, man, I might get into basketball. Like,
wow. So that was a great, whatever interpretation you were doing. The accent. Quickly, guys, I'm going to the chat. I'm not addressing that accent right there. Tosin is asking, do we like the Celtics -2.5? I do like it, but I feel safer taking the money line. That's why we gave out the money line.
Usually, I tell you, save your money, go with the spread. But today, I have this weird feeling, guys. I have a feeling it's going to be a close game. I don't know. I have nothing. No reason.
So do I. I feel safer taking the money line tonight, and I feel like it's going to pay off. It's one of
and
those.
Honestly, I get what Slam's saying though. We're taking Celtics money line, right? Wouldn't we love to see the Celtics up by 20 going into the fourth?
No, I've seen that last night and the day before.
Yes, but like, would it kill me if the Celtics were up by 4 and I had a little bit of like that juice flowing? Like, yeah.
No, because we've had that every freaking game for the last week and a half. We've known if we won or if we didn't win by halftime. So let's actually have one freaking competitive game and enjoy the sport. Enjoy a playoff basketball game. Maybe sweat some props. Maybe have a little fun.
To put it into perspective, the Celtics line at halftime in Game 4 was -22.5.
I mean, come on.
All right, so Alpha's saying to take Celtics exact winning score 1-5, right? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Honestly, what are the odds on that? That must be plus through the roof.
It's only plus 410.
Now, here's a question. Is that better odds than Celtics to win by 20 or more?
No.
Celtics to win by...
I don't think so.
11 plus is plus 310. So if it's 11 or more.
So you're saying that there's better odds for the Celtics to win by 1-5 than it is than the Celtics to win by 11 or more.
So 1-5 is plus 410 and 11 or more is plus 310.
Yes. Crazy.
Life.
All right, let's get into some props, boys. I'm excited to dive into these. Hefe, what you got? I know you've been holding one in. What's your favorite?
All right, I'm doing it again. I never even thought this was in question last game, and I know it dipped down a little bit. I know you guys know where I'm going. I'm taking Jimmy Butler under. Sums up. Not having shoot around is only making me like this more. Jimmy Butler is a creature of habit. He's the first one in, last one out, guys. I'm taking under 24.5 points. He's going to save his energy for defense. Prop Time was brought to you by Edge House, guys. We always use Edge House for all our stuff. You watch us on baseball. If you watch us here on basketball, you know that we use Edge House for literally every single player prop, over 120 million analytical data points, over 1,200 analytical tools just on the site. Make sure to go check them out. If you don't, use our code ATS20 for 20% off of the product. But yeah, I'm going with Jimmy Butler under 24.5 points. It's scary, but I just see him having to focus.
That's such a scary play, bro.
On defense.
6 points in the last game. Oh man, and you're gonna
8
take
before
under.
that.
I mean, 8 because he got injured. I mean, I'm not
clamps.
I think he's still banged up.
He was reluctant. Here's my reasoning. It's not. Look, everybody had a bad game last game for the Heat. Everybody, but everybody was still willing to put up shots. I saw Jimmy hesitate at some shots that he normally would not. I saw him pass up sometimes where normally he would drive. So I think something's up. He's a little bit hobbled, and he's saving that energy. In his head, he's like, I could drive, but then on the other side of the court, I'm going to basically be hoping that my play doesn't come around on the switch because I ain't going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, I get
That's
that.
my viewpoint.
You got a point.
I'm taking the under on Jimmy Butler.
I got 2 under 3-point props I want to go into with you guys. I like Al Horford under 1.5 threes at -125. I think Al Horford's not going to be hitting too many threes. I think he's going to be mostly inside the paint and working down low. I don't think he's going to get those too. So I think there's good value there. And one more I'm taking a flyer on, which always sucks because it's only half a three. But I'm taking PJ Tucker under half a three at +200. Way too much value.
We all know how that goes, right, Alpha? He's going to make the first shot of the game a three, and he's going to never
Score the first 5 points.
another
Doesn't
point
score
again.
anymore.
Yep. It's either going to be the first shot of the game
PJ.
or we're going to cash this. But you're going to give me +200 on PJ Tucker to not hit a three. I'll take a flyer on that. The value's just too good for me.
I feel like he's like a one-man 3-point. Like he hits 1 3 a game. Like he's not more than one, but he's never.
Oh, no.
You'll know if PJ Tucker's hitting that three in the first 2 minutes of the game. You'll just feel it. You'll know it's you can't describe it, but everybody knows what I'm talking about.
100%.
Well, I feel like he takes like 2 threes in the first quarter, and if he misses both, he's like, "All right, it ain't happening tonight."
Yeah, BB, I swear he takes 2 threes in the first 2 possessions, and if none of them go in, he never shoots it again.
That's funny.
Oh, where in my cup? Interesting thing just said in the comments for you, Alpha, regarding your Horford. Robert Williams playing, so Horford will be out of the paint for spacing purposes.
Yeah,
gonna be different.
I like Horford under a lot, actually.
Horford.
Yeah, it's going to be
Horford.
different minutes in this one. I think we're going to see some Robert Williams in the game without Al Horford in the game. They're going to rotate them. We all know the injury that Robert Williams has had. They're going to try and limit his minutes and give more center opportunities, more banging and clanging to Horford down low.
Banging and clanging, baby. Horford 12 threes.
BBB, give us your props. What you
All
got?
right. I got a couple. I got a decent amount. I'll give out
All right,
one for
let's go.
the Heat. I like Bam Adebayo over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think they have to give him the ball here. He's been one of the most efficient when they actually give him the ball. He only had 5 shots last game. It's just ridiculous. You can see the game where he went off. It's the only game where that he's shot more than 5 shots. I think he needs to have at least 10 shots in this game. If Eric Spoelstra doesn't give it to him, he needs to, someone needs to smack him in the face because, Jimmy Butler's banged up, and all the other guys aren't producing. Even like in those games where he's only had like 9 points, he's shot like, over 50%, and he's only had 5 shots. So they got to give him the ball, and I think he's got to be more active in the paint. So I like that for the Heat prop. And then on the Celtics side, I like Jaylen Brown over 2.5 3-points made. He's made this in every game except for the last game. I think he bounces back with one here.
Oh, God, I absolutely freaking love that one, BB. Sorry to cut you off. Because if it wasn't for his 3 early fouls, I believe all 3 in the first quarter in game 4, he would have had that opportunity. You get 3 fouls in the first quarter, right? You don't play for half the second, and the whole game scheme is off for you. You could tell, too.
Well, then starters are pulled by the time the 3rd and 4th comes in every game, so he got to play for like
Exactly.
30 seconds this game. But yeah, he's been shooting it well, and he's been taking the shots. The shots should be there. So as long as his shot's on, I think that one hits there. And a little bonus, I'm taking Jason Tatum over 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists as well. I think that he's going to score a decent amount. He's been hitting the boards well. I think if you want to take any of Jason, I think if you want to take any of Tatum's, like individual lines, it's not a bad play, to be honest.
Can I ask you that? Can I ask everybody that? What do we think? So Tatum is synonymous for after a loss, he absolutely balls out.
Right.
But he's coming off a win. It's game 5. It's at 20.5. So it's high, right? You're basically saying he's dropping 30 tonight. You think it's the over?
I'm taking a flyer on him to get 35 points or more. So I think he's going to have a monster game.
So you think he finally strings together 2 back-to-back great games?
I do, especially with the banged up Jimmy
think
Butler.
so. He's been pretty consistent.
No,
Banged up
he
Jimmy
literally
Butler
has been the most because he plays bad.
So you
then
can trust.
they lose, then they play good and they win.
Tonight's
I
going to
think
be
he
his
puts up about 30 to 31.
What,
There's points
BBB?
around
You
there.
say PRA though, or points?
Yeah, I got
What'd
points,
you say?
rebounds, and assists. I think he's
can
going
see
to
that.
hit the boards again. I like his rebounds prop, if we're being honest, too. I think he gets like 8 or 9 rebounds, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, the last game I stacked his props, and I think he went over rebounds, over points, and I think he missed his assist by a hook though. He had 5; it was 5.5.
Rebounds also, I like Jaylen Brown. Another one.
Better as well.
He gets the ball somehow, just finds these guards. Anybody have any update on Marcus Smart? Is he a go tonight?
He is a game time decision.
That's
I think
such it sucks, but he
game
affects the
time
props
decision.
so much.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
what happened?
He
with
might
him,
not
though?
affect. He might not affect the points prop, but he affects the rebounding prop so much
Yeah.
because he's one of those bulldog point guards. You guys all know what I mean. Like he lives in the paint. I hate it. So like I would wait on those rebound props until you know Marcus Smart.
Dude, I would
And-
definitely wait to see if Marcus Smart is playing.
And then let me just say this: if Marcus Smart's playing, I'm on the over on points.
I like that.
I like it too. And yeah, when he was out for that one game, he went off when he came back. So
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
far as
those are-
props for me, Al Horford under 10.5 here.
Let's go, baby.
Look at the chart here. Last game he had 5. The games when he played in Miami, 6, 10 points.
Gosh, that 30-point game was electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the outlier.
I doubt he.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not.
I still can't believe
guys.
that happened.
Calm down.
Yeah,
I'm just
that was
talking
crazy.
about it was cool to watch. Watching him
He
dunk
said,
on.
"Calm down.
Calm
I'm
down.
like, yeah, that was a cool game. They're like, whoa, that's not happening.
You
again.
can't say that."
Real quick, guys. I wanted to go to Victor Oladipo. I know Tyler Hero is out for this game. Victor Oladipo
He
is
can't
getting
have
more
back-to-back games. It's
more minutes here. He's been playing
It's
better.
so
He's got his
low.
confidence. What do you guys think?
And
Over
a
or
half.
under?
It's so low. This is like, I don't know what this is like. This is like taking Spencer Dinwiddie after that game 7.
I'm not touching this. Is anybody
Thank
actually?
you. Thank you.
I had-
Thank
I
you.
had him last game. I don't
Right.
think I could touch him again.
No. You nailed him right. You got it right last time. Don't do it again. You did it. Good job. Move on. Now it's Horford night.
There's just no
Oh,
way
wow.
this line should be at 11.5. He had
Right.
he had 16 in the first half out of like 30 points.
Mhm.
Yeah. Could've-
And another guy, this guy, Max Strus, 0 points last game. Bounce back or no?
I don't know what to say.
Bounce back or no?
I took his over on the prop play today.
Probably
Earlier.
bounce back, honestly.
I think Strus has a big game here. I mean, if you take a look at it, the outliers are his really bad games, and he had a game with 11 there. So, I mean, you take a look, if you put them all together, out of the 6 games, he hit at least 11 in 4 of them. 2 of them, he had some really bad performances. So, I think we'll get that very, very easy.
He never had a
I think
0-point
Strus had a
game,
good-
though. Let me see. 10 weeks, he never had a 0. I mean, he had a 0-point game right here.
Yeah, though he didn't even really play then, though. That was before
1
he
point
became.
game. Yeah.
He really, the playoffs have really elevated his game, and I think that he's going to continue to be a good playoff player for this team. He's going to bounce back tonight.
Sure. Yeah, that's all I got, boys, for player props.
All right, boys, about that time.
It's about that
It
time.
is about that time, fellas.
All right, boys. Wade to LeBron. Let's get it, boys. First play of the night is going to be the Celtics money line at the minus 140. Second play, I'm taking Al Horford under 1.5 threes. Those are my 2 on the game.
Very nice.
BB. Triple
First
B.
play, I am taking Celtics money line as well. I think we might have a collab on that. Stay tuned to
Yeah.
ATS Spot. If you aren't following them already, go follow them. There's a big giveaway going on right now. But anyways, Celtics money line to kick us off. And then I'm going to go with Bam Adebayo over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Jaylen Brown over 2.5 3-pointers made. And then I'm throwing in Jason Tatum over 34.5 points and rebounds.
Love it. Love it.
I'm rolling with the Celtics money line as with the fellers. I'm doing Jimmy Butler under 24.5 points, guys. I'm dying on this hill. It worked for me last game. I think it's a scheme that the Celtics are throwing out, and on top of that, Jimmy Butler is not playing that well.
I'm going to
BB?
pray for you.
I was only gonna have 2, but I love Jaylen Brown over 2.5 3 so much that I'm rolling with you, baby. I'm adding Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes as my third best bet. I think he's been playing. I guess unpopular opinion, he's been playing the best. He's the best Celtic this series. If you really take all 4 games and look at it all across, he's been playing the best. And if it wasn't for 3 really bad early fouls last game, thanks Scott Foster. Yep. So that's what I got.
Love it. Slammy.
Yeah, Celtics money line minus 145. Oh shit!
40.
It's went up, boys. It went to minus 160 now. Yeah.
If it's at minus 160, then some kind of news is going on.
Celtics -3, boys. I still
Smart's
like
in the lineup. Get it out. Smart must be
Yeah.
in the game,
Yeah,
boys.
Smart must be playing. That line is jumping right now, boys. So lock in Celtics.
I just jumped to -3. Wow. From 2.5.
Yeah, I'll still take -3. I'll trust the Celtics here.
Screw it. I'm adding a Marcus Smart over 12.5 points.
I'll Horford under. Those are my plays, boys.
Love it.
All right,
everybody. Oh, bases loaded Tigers. Bases loaded Tigers.
Baseball,
Two games.
basketball,
Top of the night.
hockey,